Here's 3 ways that I make my child's screen time more meaningful and less brain rotty. Tips from a mom of 3 speech therapist and researcher. These tips are all about content, format, and interactions. So for content, I think about letting my daughter watch shows that have some sort of a storyline. She right now is big into Curious George, but there's lots of shows that have something of an episode nature to them. And why is that, you ask? When so many shows are like on YouTube, like kids unbox and stuff. This is because that narrative structure that happens in an episode is a lot like what they'll see later in storybooks. So there's characters, there's a plot, there's something that happens, and you can use that to talk about the episode. Eventually, when they get to be older toddlers, you can even ask them to describe what happened in that show. The second is format. Based on my experiences with my older daughters, I definitely learned that endless scrolling is not good. So again, that episode format means that there's a clear beginning and end, and it's a lot easier to take away the phone or the device when the episode is over. Once my older daughters got into YouTube with endless scrolling, it's all downhill. The third tip is all around interactional styles. So there's a lot of literature that talks about the value of co-viewing or watching a show with your child and talking about what's happening, and that's great. But I know a lot of us use screen time when we're trying to get something else done. Like right now, my daughter watches Curious George while I'm doing the dishes so that she doesn't take the knives out and hurt herself. But even though I'm not watching the whole episode, I'm listening with one ear and I can talk to her about it later. So she just saw an episode of George where he hurt his leg. So we talked about, well, how did he fall? He fell out of the tree. Then the doctor used an x-ray to see if his leg was broken. So there's stuff that we can talk about around the episode. Avoiding screen time is pretty much impossible these days, but there are definitely ways that you can maximize the time that they do spend and minimize it overall.